Hello, everyone. I'm Trish May with Keller Williams Integrity and my other half of the American Dream team for real estate, Craig Collins with Sierra Pacific Mortgage. We're gathered here today to talk a little bit, of course, about our favorite topic, real estate. Craig, today I wanted to ask you if you could tell us some more about a topic you and I have been talking about for the last couple of weeks, which is the forbearance issues coming up.
Trish, I'm so glad you asked about that. And I would love to use our time today to touch on that just because it's an issue that's going to be affecting so many Americans. Next week, believe it or not, is September. And September actually marks the time when over 2 million active forbearance agreements, they're actually going to expire. So the CARES Act actually submitted and extended 3 months to most of the people who applied for forbearance relief. And forbearance relief is coming up. Those 3 months are due. And September is kind of that time when most of these are going to be coming up, expire. Homeowners do have the option to file and have this extended, but it's not a guarantee. So for most people, September or in the next month or so, they're really going to have to deal with this forbearance issue. And I want to remind everybody, forbearance doesn't mean forgiveness. So these borrowers are going to have to pay for the missed payments that they've made or that they haven't made in either a lump sum or they can apply to have their loans modified and restructured. That is something they have to qualify for, and the modifications may not be favorable, honestly. I can't say how important it is if your financial situation has changed, even if you are in that forbearance program still. If you can make a payment, make a payment. It's going to help just the overall balance be lower when they come due. So to make that modification or that lump sum a little bit more digestible. But again, folks, when it's coming due for you this month, please make sure that you're reaching out to your lender. I can field any questions that any borrowers or potential homeowners may have. But forbearance is an issue that millions of Americans are going to be dealing with in the next couple of weeks.
Wow, yeah. So, and it's a big topic, I think, that we're hearing a lot about. So, what should some folks may not have any trouble paying that back 3 months, or maybe they've caught up on 1 or 2 months or something like that. But if people are in a stuck position and they are worried about being able to pay that off, because not that much has, some things that just really haven't changed. Some industries really haven't grown back yet. And so some paychecks may not be able to handle this. What should people do if they're worried about not being able to fulfill their obligation in the forbearance?
So the worst thing you can do is just ignore the problem. I would suggest, get ahead of it. If you can't make those payments and nothing's changed for you, reach out to your lender and let them know that. Like I said, you can opt for an extension. You just need to show that this pandemic, that COVID-19 is affecting you, and that's why you're not able to pay. And if you can show that, the extension is well within reason. And that would be my biggest suggestion. Just get ahead of the problem. Don't wait for it to kind of fester and get out of control. There are programs in place to kind of relieve this. This is something that is new territory for everybody. So mortgage companies and lenders are trying to do everything they can to keep people from, struggling with this and not being able to, handle their mortgage payments. We want people to make their mortgage payments. The worst thing is when someone doesn't make payments and can't afford their house anymore. So again, just try to get ahead of it. If you need to make a loan modification, do that. If you can make payments, make that full mortgage payment, even if it's not every month. It's going to help. And just, like I said, try to stay ahead of it would be my biggest suggestion to most people out there.
Yeah, so I think the heart of the matter is make whatever payment you can make and try to stretch and make as much as you can, and then for what you can't make, look into the modification, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so I'm probably asking you to be repetitive here, but who would people go to? Their own bank? Can they go to any lender and check out who do they go to for that?
So reach out to your current lender. That's that's generally who you've talked to set up the forbearance, and that's who you're going to talk to either file the extension or follow up with the loan modification. If you've been making, the partial payments and, your period is up, it may be something with lower interest rates that a modification isn't, too hard to digest, and it's something that maybe comes in typical to where you're at now. So again, just be in contact with your lender, try to stay ahead of it and be as proactive as possible. And if you can, make a payment, even if you're not making every single payment each month. If you can get a solid payment in there, it's only going to help.
Awesome. That's very valuable information, I think, coming into the month of September. So thank you so much, Craig.
Absolutely. Yeah, if anybody out there has any questions, whether I'm your lender or not, I would be more than happy to answer any questions relating to forbearance, or obviously the financing side of the mortgage, or I'm sorry, the real estate transaction. And I know I can speak for Trish that she'd be more than happy to answer any questions regarding real estate as well.
Absolutely. So thanks everyone for joining us again today, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. For now, the American Dream Real Estate Team signing off. Have a great weekend.